Hey guys, so I done made a bad decision, like a pretty scary bad decision actually. So most of you know that I have possession of this C5 Corvette. I believed it was abandoned and that's why it's here. So if you clicked on the video, you're probably wondering, if you found the owner, why do you still have possession over that? And it's kind of a long story, so let me jump into it. So a couple weeks back, a random guy showed up in my front yard, asked me if I had a spare wheel, and to which I told him no, but then he proceeded to tell me about a shuttle company that had 6 vehicles that were abandoned that we were trying to get rid of, and one of them being that blue C5 Corvette. I've seen this Corvette before this and known about it, and so it piqued my interest. He said that they were selling it for $1,000, and he said things like, maybe I'll buy it for $1,000 and sell it back to you for $2,000. But he said something like that he could get all 6 cars for $6,000, and so it really had me interested. So I reached out to the shuttle company 4 days after talking to that guy and said, hey, I heard you got a Corvette you're trying to get rid of. Love to take it off your hands. To which they replied, yes, we have that and 2 other cars. Come get them off our lot. They're yours to take home. So I reached out to a member of my family who's in dispatch and had them send out a police officer to verify that none of the vehicles were stolen. None of them were, and so I took the car home. Once here, I detailed the heck out of it. I spent like 15 hours detailing the whole thing top to bottom, to which it seemed very abandoned. The wheels and tires were in terrible shape. There was mold growing all over everything. The clear coat was peeling like crazy and the back window was falling out. It was a mess. So I detailed the whole thing and then applied for an abandoned car title. And the first big red flag happened there, where the DMV lady expressed to me that the car had been registered 5 months ago. That was when I first got the big hint that this car was not abandoned. So a couple days after, I come home from work. I'm pretty tired. Clara is off working with her family, doing errands, and I take a nap. And I wake up to Clara very nervously expressing to me, hey, there's 2 people outside claiming they're the owner of the Corvette. They have the police officer with them, and they are saying that you are not responding to them and you won't talk to them. I was asleep. And so I got up, got dressed, went outside, and first thing that happened was the officer came up and talked to me and said, hey, where'd you get this Corvette? To which I explained the whole shuttle company situation and the random guy, and expressed how it was a YouTube channel and I made videos about it, and I'm not trying to hide anything, obviously, with it being in my front yard. If I was trying to hide it, it'd be under a tarp in the back corner. So I wasn't trying to steal a Corvette. I was under the impression that it was abandoned. And she kind of like dug deeper and was like, so you're the one that got it here? You're the only one? And I said, yes. It was me that got the Corvette here. She's like, okay. And then at that point, the owner came over and expressed that they didn't want to press charges. They were contemplating it, but they just wanted the Corvette back with no hassle. To which I replied, absolutely, this is not my car. It in no legal way or shape or form is this my vehicle. I was genuinely under the impression that it was abandoned. So while we were sitting there talking with the police officer there, the tall guy told me the backstory of the Corvette. So the lady and her husband collected Corvettes. I think they had like 4 or 5 Corvettes that they had collected, and this one was one of the vehicles that her husband had purchased for her. And so it was kind of her pride and joy. Unfortunately, her husband passed away, I believe, from a heart attack, which my condolences. I'm so sorry to hear that. I can't imagine losing a spouse. So she was kind of in grief, and I guess she got into a relationship with a younger guy that ended up being kind of toxic, and he just, I guess, was using her. I don't know the details, but I just know that shortly after marrying, it went sour. I guess he was like threatening to light that car on fire if she left him or something like that. And so she just kind of left it where it was in fear of him doing something crazy. And so that kind of explains the backstory of why the car was there at the shuttle company for so long. And then at some point a tire popped and a battery went bad, and she was just unable to just hop in the car and drive it home. So the tall guy ended up being the same guy that asked me for a spare tire in the first place. And that was kind of how they found me. They said, hey, do you got a spare tire? And then their Corvette went missing. So they kind of knew where to look. So he expressed excitement when I told him about my YouTube channel. They seemed excited and happy and just glad to have the car back, and were really thrilled on how much I cleaned up the car, to the point where he got my number and he sent me a text expressing his gratitude, saying that it's the happiest that he's seen her in a long time, and he wanted to pay me, to which I declined. But they just expressed genuine gratitude for me grabbing the car and cleaning it up and trying to get it back to him. So in that same conversation, the lady told me that she was going to go home, grab the key, come back, and come grab the car and go. She never came. And then a couple days went by, and I reached out to the guy and said, hey, I'm trying to get in contact with her so that we can get her this car. Can I have her number? To which he replied, no. She's upset with you. She doesn't want to talk to you. Which to me seemed kind of fishy. I said, well, I need to get her this car. She's the owner. And he said something along the lines of coming and grabbing the car himself, which when we were talking face to face, he expressed that she in no way, shape, or form ever wanted him driving that car. So it kind of seemed a little fishy when he wanted to come drive it himself. And also he had expressed that he was just looking to make a quick buck, you know, buy it for $1,000, sell it to me for $2,000. And he also accidentally sent me a text about a watch that he was trying to get rid of too. So it kind of seemed like he was just trying to make a quick profit, and they weren't related. They were just kind of friends, and he was living with her, I guess. And so I was kind of skeptical of him, and I didn't want to be liable for a missing Corvette. And so I kind of called him out and said he was being shady, to which he sent me a very angry text message. So at that point, I didn't take any chances. I took the spare wheel off of it, and I took the battery out of it that was good, that was mine in the first place, and here it sits. So several times in a row, I asked for her number, to which he denied and said that he would give her my number and she would reach out to me when she was ready to do so. And a couple days later, she did indeed reach out to me and express that she still wants to get the car. She was going to just come back with the key and we were going to come get it. So that's kind of where I'm at. So I expressed that I wanted to do a video on her Corvette, maybe just get a behind the scenes look of it and see what's going on and kind of get more details of the story of this Corvette. She didn't seem like she was really keen on that idea, but she said she'd give it some thought, and she also would give it some thought on selling me one of the few Corvettes she had in the back. So that's kind of where we're at. I'm waiting for her to come pick up the car with the key. I don't know when it's going to happen. I have expressed that I'm ready. I've got a spare tire we can use. I've got a good battery we can use. We could get it done in like 10 minutes as soon as you showed up. So if you look at the definition of what Grand Theft Auto actually is, I'm walking the line. And so basically this is my apology to her. I'm sorry for taking your Corvette. I genuinely thought it was abandoned and I treated it as such, and I apologize. Let's get you your car back.